Hi dear children, how are you? Hope you all are safe at home. Welcome to our English class, Plus 1 English class. We had never imagined online classes for Plus 1 students till last April. Do you know children, life is like that. At any time, anything can happen in our lives. So, always expect something unexpected. That's the lesson we get from this pandemic period. However, amidst this pandemic, we are still hopeful about a brightful future. As you all know, usually we start plus 1 classes at least in July, but this time it's November. I believe in the proverb, better late than never. Let's start our class. I can imagine 3 types of students in front of me. Some of you are very curious to get classes, to learn new things. Such studious students they are. They are bored of sitting at home for a long period and waiting for the classes. And there is another group of students. They are confused or rather puzzled about this new normal classes. They are a little bit embarrassed. They think, how can we learn without seeing the teachers? How can we enjoy this new year without friends around us? And again, they are puzzled about new subjects. For some people, they learn new subjects like commerce. For some of you, it is new school. Many of you. All the teachers and classmates are strangers. How can we cope up with this new situation? A lot of questions come to their mind. My dear kids, there is nothing to worry about. We are here to teach you. This is our new normal classroom. You can easily adapt yourself to this situation. You don't worry at all. Online and offline, we shall listen, understand and learn everything. Gradually, you will come into this track of learning. So, all is well. Now there is a third group. They think, so why did this start now? They were expecting the government to declare this year as zero academic year. My dear kids, there is no scope for it now. So better wake up from your lazy, sleepy mood. As somebody said, there is no shortcut to success. So let's welcome this new normal academic year enthusiastically. My dear children, once again, you all are welcome. So that's all about the classes in general. Now, what about English? Do you like English? I know some of you love English and they are good at communicating in English. After all, what is the purpose of a language? Language is for communication. If you are good at communicating in English, you are good at that language. Again, I can imagine that some of you are frowning your eyebrows. I know you don't like English. Some of you want to skip English classes. They may feel that English is a complicated language. The same letter is pronounced in different ways. CUT is cut, BUT is but PUT is not put, but it is put. Strange. Again, there are a lot of complications in grammar. You think. Actually, this grammar is very simple. Again, the H in hot is very alive, while H in hour is silent. Why do they write H if it is going to be silent? Is that what you think? I know some of you are thinking in that way. They feel that English is such a complicated language that they don't like to study it at all. But you know, many people say Malayalam is the toughest language, or it is very complicated, even spelling as well as the grammar. But we speak Malayalam. If we can speak Malayalam, if we can write in Malayalam, then English is very simple. English is not that much tough to learn. I know. You like it or not, you all wish to use this language. You all wish to speak English because you know that we need English in this present society. Even in India, there are many states and different states have different languages. If we want to communicate with people from another state, we have to use a common language, and that language is English. Again, if you wish to go abroad, it is English that helps you. You know, English is called a universal language, and it is also known as lingua franca. That means it is the linking language. It is a universal language used by people across the world. So, we know if we learn English, it will be very helpful to us. And again, if you are not going abroad or if you are not planning to go to other states, still you need this English. Because nowadays, English gives you a lot of job opportunities. So, my dear children, let's learn a little bit of English from these classes. Dear children, you missed a lot of classroom activities. If we were in the real classroom, you would have got plenty of activities, plenty of opportunities to perform in front of your classmates. Don't you like that? Some of you are very confident to speak and perform before a group of people. But I know many of you are afraid of public performances. Even I was scared of doing something in front of my classmates when I was a student. So I can understand your feelings. We may talk to our friends or we may talk in groups for hours. We can talk in our houses where we are very confident, we are very sure of ourselves. But when we are asked to speak in front of a group, even if they are your classmates, it's something different. A public performance is something different. Do you remember your first public performance? Maybe in your school, in front of your classmates. Maybe you are doing a dance number or singing a song or saying a few lines about a topic, or at least you might have introduced yourself. Do you remember that experience? How was your performance? Were you confident? Could you perform well? Or did you stop in between? Or couldn't you start it at all? What was your experience? Take your notebook write your experience of first public performance. Keep it with you. I'll ask about it later. Was there anybody to help you or support you to do that performance? Was it your teacher? Or was it your mother? Or any of your friends? When you write about your first public performance, write about those people who supported you. Dear children, now listen to a story of a boy, an American boy. His name is Abe. It is the story of his first public performance, Abe's first speech. He was a poor boy going barefoot. Barefoot means without wearing anything on his feet. No slippers or no sandals. And wearing trousers with a suspender attached to it. A suspender is a strap attached to trousers to hold it in its position. This little Abe had a cheap straw hat with a hole in its crown. A shock of hair was sticking through that hole. That was the appearance of little Abe. Appearance itself shows that he was very poor. Abe had a friend, Dennis Hanks. Little Abe and Dennis Hanks were rail splitters. Who is a rail splitter? Rail splitter is a man who splits logs to make rail fences. Then what is a rail fence? In 19th century America, where little Abe lived, concrete walls were not very common. They used to make fences, rail fences. A rail fence is a fence constructed of upright wooden poles with horizontal timber slotted through it. One day, Abe and Dennis attended a political meeting. There, a stump speaker was delivering a speech in his loud voice. In those days, political speakers stood upon tree stumps to deliver a speech addressing the general public during a political or social campaign. That was the custom in 19th century America. As they had no mic, they had to speak loudly to catch the attention of the audience. The stump speaker's speech was not very impressive. Dennis and Abe could not agree with his points. At the end of the speech, Dennis declared Abe could make a better speech than that of the stump speaker. Suddenly, Dennis brought a dry goods box and placed it near the stump speaker. And he invited little Abe to reply to the points presented by the political orator. Thrilled by the encouraging words of his friend, little Abe threw his cheap hat away and mounted the dry goods box. There he delivered a speech that attracted the attention of the crowd. Even the political orator was impressed by the boy's speech. He complimented him by saying Abe could answer all the points he presented in his speech. Dennis was delighted. He was so happy that he told about Abe's speech to everyone. For him, Abe was the greatest person who ever lived. So that's the story of little Abe and his first public speech. Now tell me, how could Abe make his first public performance? Did anybody help him? Yes. It is because of Dennis Hanks, his friend, Abe could make his first public speech. Dennis trusted his friend. He supported him. He encouraged Abe and made all the arrangements for his performance. And after his first speech, he congratulated him and he told about it to everyone. That is a real friend. Do you have such friends like Dennis? Or are you a friend like Dennis? Do you support your friends? Do you encourage your friends and classmates? We need good friends like Dennis. Friends should support each other. They should encourage and motivate each other for doing good things. The support, encouragement and motivation from others help us to become successful in our lives. There are many people around us who support us. Our parents, friends, teachers and many more. With the help of them, we succeed. But we know, sometimes we succeed in our life and sometimes we fail. What is the reason behind our failures? Have you ever thought of it? Think about it. And write about the reasons behind your failures in your notebook. That is the assignment for today. Now, don't you want to know more about little Abe? What happened to that little hero? Do you know one thing? He became a good orator later in his life. He made a lot of public speeches and he became the 16th President of the United States. Could you identify the person? I'll give another hint. It is he who abolished slavery in America. Yes, now you got it. It is Abraham Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents of America. Abraham Lincoln was famous for his honesty and simplicity. If you read more about Abraham Lincoln, I'm sure you'll definitely admire that great personality. Such a wonderful, inspiring person he was. That's why, from the status of a rail splitter, he became the president of a great nation. Saluting that great personality, I wind up today's session. Thank you.